right, good evening. I'd like to take a few minutes and welcome you here this evening at the Javits Center. My name is Gary Sloper. I'm with CenturyLink Business. Many of you, it's funny, I've been walking around a little unfamiliar with who CenturyLink is. We're probably one of the better kept secrets, I'd say, in the industry. We're going to kind of go through a little bit of our history probably tomorrow at a high level as we talk about hybrid IT along with Jeff Katzen, my colleague. But the main thing here this evening is we wanted to at least give you a high-level preview of what our expectations are here for the next few days about who we are. You heard probably Dave earlier today. We've been around for 85 years, and we've grown through multiple acquisitions. So like many of you who are going through a hybrid transformation, we've done the same thing in our organization. So for the next couple days, what we're looking to do is collaborate with you. I've spent many years coming to events like this where I've gone through sales pitches and product pitches. What we're looking to do is have it a more of a two-way street, more of a conversation, understand areas such as workload issues that you're having, challenges that with governance in a hybrid environment that you may be having, things that Jeff and I see on a day-to-day basis speaking with clients, and really wanting you to understand that the hybrid train has left the station and how we can potentially guide you through the remaining days here at the Javits Center. Also, we'd like you to understand what we're seeing within the ecosystem around this hybrid environment. We understand ecosystem is probably an overused verbiage, but we've kind of looked at it a little bit differently. So if you look at an ecosystem from the biology class, we all understand that water is the essence of life, right? And we here at CenturyLink realized that we needed to develop a core ecosystem as we progress into a hybrid environment, public, private cloud environments, whatever that might be 5-10 years out. So if you look at our ecosystem, we're really focused on a hybrid evolution for clients like yourselves. We realize that a lot of providers have a single swim lane, which isn't a bad thing. You may have a platform as a service offering with one provider, and they do really, really great things. Other providers may say they have cloud, but really haven't defined that for you as an end user. So tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about some of those definitions and how to get agile around that. But here at CenturyLink, we realized that we needed to swim in all lanes. So our ecosystem is swimming in all lanes. So our heritage, at the end of the day, it's not the most glamorous piece, but it's the water of life in our ecosystem, and that's the network. So we have a global IP backbone that we built in the 90s that services the federal government today that has been certified for clients like yourselves. That is the water of our life, part of our ecosystem that will help drive our cloud endeavors for years to come. But within that part of the network, so all networks need to be connected by cloud, we've really looked at a lot of these different areas through other key acquisitions that we needed to make, and that we'll talk about how we have challenged ourselves to develop a hybrid ecosystem to solve client needs. We've recently made an acquisition from a company called Cognalytics, and they focus on big data, business intelligence, and that really complements our public offering from a Hadoop perspective. A lot of the work that we've been doing in SAP HANA, they were one of SAP's largest integrators. So having them mold directly into our ecosystem, we have the network, we have the cloud, we added the business intelligence piece. Then when you start looking at managed services, there's a lot of different areas. Applications like voice that was part of our heritage that's really an application now that we can overlay onto our network or potentially into one of our co-location facilities that you're managing. Other managed services include security, because we're doing so much with the federal government, because we have built out that robust network. We have over 250,000 route miles that we had to secure for the federal government. So from a security standpoint, we've now been able to develop services that go into the cloud, that go into premise locations, into that hybrid environment. And we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow as well. But if you look at kind of where we're headed, there's a lot of opportunities there from a hybrid standpoint. And so as we shift into more areas of focus, one of the things that we're looking for is really that two-way street, making sure that we're staying honest to you as a provider and a partner, but more importantly, making sure we can hit a lot of different areas. And I'm going to turn it over to Jeff Katzen to talk a little bit about the deeper DNA of our ecosystem.
All right, thanks, Gary. Thanks, everyone. Excuse me. So like Gary said, we're a company that was founded 85 years ago. We're a company that has really grown and transformed through acquisitions. So when you look at some of the acquisitions we've made over the past 10 or so years, so CenturyLink started about 85 years ago as a rural telecom provider. We're headquartered in Monroe, Louisiana, so that's our roots. Fairly unique roots for someone to be speaking at this particular event and to be a platinum sponsor at this event, but those are our roots. The company grew through acquisition. It grew and acquired other rural telecom providers, and then realized, this was some time ago, that it had to switch and move into more strategic areas, move out of providing voice services in rural areas. About 10 years ago, more or less, we bought a global telecom company. About 3 years ago, we bought a global hosting, co-location, managed hosting and cloud company that has 58 data centers around the world. And over the last few years, there's been some very strategic acquisitions around cloud infrastructure as a service, platform as a service type company. So when you take all those capabilities, when you take the network, you take co-location, you take managed hosting, you take cloud, public cloud, private cloud, platform as a service, and you bundle all those together, that's what we consider to be hybrid IT. So when you think of hybrid cloud, so hybrid cloud is traditionally described as being the ability to deploy a private cloud and a public cloud in a single environment and choose which workloads go on which of those particular environments. So hybrid IT is taking the same thing, but extending it across that whole portfolio of services. So for example, we have customers that have databases that have, let's say, very high performance requirements. The customer's already made an investment in the hardware, in the software, in the licenses. So that database is sitting in co-location within a CenturyLink data center, and the web tier, the front end of that database, is sitting in public cloud because that's more suited to the financial model of a public cloud. So hybrid IT, again, is about understanding the workload that you're looking to deploy in a cloud environment and picking the specific part of the application to, either it sits in colo or it sits in public cloud. Tomorrow, part of our goal here tonight is just to spend a couple of minutes to introduce you to CenturyLink, to who we are, and to give a bit of a plug for our talk tomorrow. So tomorrow, Gary and myself, we're talking somewhere along the back wall over here at 3:30 p.m. and we're going to talk about this concept of hybrid IT and specifically cloud success within a hybrid IT world. So it's very interesting, and when I was preparing for this presentation, we were kind of reading up on different articles, and one of the things that I saw was there was a consulting company out of the UK that did a survey of 400 of their customers around the world, and all of these customers had embarked on a cloud project. And what they found was that 20% of those companies would consider themselves to be completely satisfied with their cloud project. About half of them stalled the project halfway, had to change direction. So we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about, from our perspective, and we'll try to be as unbiased as possible, we're going to talk about, from our perspective, how to look at embarking on a cloud project, how to select a provider, and what hybrid IT means in this new world, and start you down the road of kind of expanding the definition of what it means to be a cloud provider and what it means to be a cloud platform and the kind of services you can get from us. So beyond the fact that we're the platinum sponsor, this to me is another reason why you should come listen to us tomorrow. So this is the Gartner Magic Quadrant. It was launched just recently, about a month ago. And like Gary said, I think one of our biggest issues as a company is that we don't have a lot of brand recognition. We're not really that well known in the marketplace, obviously beyond our customers. Where we are very well known and very well respected is with the analyst community. So you can see here CenturyLink did pretty well in the last Gartner Magic Quadrant, and we're up on a par or in front of some much more well-known, broader names within the industry. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about some of our experiences, and how and why Gartner has rated us there. So 3:30 tomorrow. If you're around, it'll be great for you to come by and see us.
So with that, we'll be around here the rest of the evening. Come by one of the front booth, and we'd love to talk to you more. We are, a Fortune 200 company, so you can hear about some of the investments we're making back into the platform. Very exciting, and we're going to share some of those tomorrow. So love to meet you all. So thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.